Today we're talking about using your Bandcamp profile as your website, and there's a whole bunch of features on Bandcamp that allow you to make this a rich experience for viewers, listeners, that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at a Bandcamp before and after. So this is my Bandcamp profile fully styled, and this is my profile unstyled. And as you can see, there's no custom header, there's no background image, there's no icon, simple stuff. The rest of it is pretty easy, but the big thing is the custom header and sort of matching the background to the header. There's a lot of options there. You can do it a bunch of different ways. We're gonna do it the simplest way possible today. Like I say, this is a great example of what's going on with my Bandcamp and how it kind of reflects my website. It has the same kind of look and feel as my website. The typography doesn't match exactly. I could probably tweak, the text so it's exactly spaced the same. Maybe I'll do that one day. But yeah, for now, it looks close enough. Some of the things about Bandcamp that people don't really know or understand about, like jumping over to the forums page, the music is there to stream and to share. You can share players and link files and all that kind of stuff really easily. It doesn't cost you anything. There's also a merch section on Bandcamp. All of my merch, I don't sell merch through Bandcamp anymore. I do it a different way. But if you have merch to sell, you can sell it through Bandcamp. And it doesn't cost you anything other than Bandcamp takes this like fractional percentage. And then there's a community aspect where, there's a community feed and people can follow you as people get interested in your music. And even if they haven't bought, they can just follow you and follow what you're doing. Let's say you're not interested in actually selling your music and you want it to be free download. Jumping back to the Bunn site, this is the Bunn site fully styled, and this is what we're gonna get to. So that it looks like our website. It doesn't need to reflect your website. Most of you do not have a website. Most of you have social media and other places out there on the web. The big question is, how do you make the links? If you go to the Bandcamp site design help center, they kind of lay it out for you, everything that's involved in terms of styling your page and making it fancy and sexy. What we're interested in here is the custom header. We're going to be doing custom header and a background. If you notice, this custom header is just like a flat, big gray header, and it continues all the way across the page. Well, it continues all the way across the page because it's a background image. Bandcamp talks a little bit about what your options are there, but it's up to you to actually come up with the stuff. For their custom header, they give you the specs, 975 pixels wide by 40 to 180 pixels tall. That is your number. How do I add links to my custom header? And they give you an example. They don't tell you how to do it. So we're gonna dive into actually making one and what's involved. It's not that difficult. When you see this here, code stuff, a lot of people freak out. They're like, I don't know how to code. You don't need to know how to code. I know how to code, so I'll kind of coach you through it. I'm not very good at coding, but I'm okay. I could make a whole site. So that's the why we're doing this. And now we're gonna get into the how. We're gonna need some special software for this, which is called GIMP, GNU Image Manipulation Program. It is a free image, raster image editor, similar to Photoshop and Affinity Photo. We are only going to be using the GIMP for creating the image map. So don't worry, we're not gonna be talking about designing in the GIMP today. Design is not on the docket today. Design is up to you. All we're talking about today is creating an image map, very easy, and then implementing that image map in Bandcamp. And there's a few steps, but we're gonna need the GIMP in order to do that. So you're gonna have to download the GIMP. You can use your existing image software that you're more comfortable with to actually create the graphics. I have created some files here that you can use, you can download. They're pseudo templates. They're not exactly templates, but let's take a look at them. Just to explain what's happening here, these outside guides on the very outside of the width is the total width you need to concern yourself with. The inside guides are the margin. If you'll notice, the inside guides snap to all the text and all of the releases here. These things are important to me because I'm a designer and I like to line things up, because lining things up in very specific ways tends to be more attractive than other ways. But I highly suggest just kind of do whatever you want. But these documents are available if you would like to work from them. I'm not going to design anything, but I am going to show you how to copy them out and start using them in Bandcamp. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to copy this header section out. So we want to use our marquee tool in whatever program you're using. I'm using Affinity. If you're using Photoshop, you want the marquee selection tool. So after selecting the area, we want to go to Edit, Copy Merged. There's short keys for this, but in case you don't know them, we're just going to do it all old school. So it is copy merged. That means it is copied every layer. If you look here in the layers palette, there's a bunch of layers and the text is all on its own layers. Important for the next step. So we've copied all the layers, so it is just one image. You're going to need to create another canvas the size of your selection. Affinity has this thing called New from Clipboard, and if I select that, it will just create that size document and paste it in automatically for me. But otherwise, if you don't have this feature, you will have to create an artboard that is 975 pixels by, in this case, 180 pixels tall, and paste your merged document that you copied into it. Hope that makes sense. Hope I'm not losing anyone. I want to check how big it is. So I'm going to look at the canvas size, and I have 976 pixels by 180. It's a good thing I checked because it really needs to be 975 pixels wide. It cannot be a pixel wider. Fix that right now. We're going to get rid of that 1 pixel. 1 pixel makes the difference. And we're just going to go whatever, resize. If I check it again, 975 by 180. It is exactly the size I need it. Make sure that it is exactly 975 wide. Now we want to save it for web. On Photoshop, you have a save for web feature. In Affinity Photo, you have to export it. Doesn't matter. Just save it for web so that it's a JPEG. I'm going to do 100% quality. Why not? So I'm going to create a new folder, and it's going to be called BC Styles. Sure. I'm going to call this BC Header. BC Header. Great. My typing is really great. The next thing we want is the background image. And you're going to be like, whoa, Bunn, what are you talking about? What is this background image? Don't worry about it yet. Just make it. Let's just make it. Just so you know, this is all about practice in terms of how to go about making this stuff, how to work with it. I went into the layers palette here and I turned off all the text. You notice that? We can make it bigger. Bam, bam. Okay. I want to turn off the text. I just want an image that size. I'm also going to copy merge this, edit, copy merged, and I'm going to go to my same document here, the header that I already pasted, and Control V. And for some reason it doesn't paste in the center, so I'm going to align it. There we go. Great. I don't have to worry about the size this time. If we take a look at the size, it's 975 by 180 because I've already defined this canvas to be that big. Even though what I copied is still that 1 pixel off, 1 pixel wider, the canvas size is the size we need, so we don't need to worry about it. And I'm gonna save for web, export. I'm gonna call it BCBG. Bandcamp background. Save. Great. So we're gonna jump over to the GIMP and bam, and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm gonna do it all over again. That's what it's gonna look like in the end. So I'm gonna drag my image in here. There we go. So we got our background image. We're gonna draw some guides. Very easy, just make sure the rulers, you can see the rulers, and then drag the guides out. If you can't see the rulers, it's in the view menu. Obviously, I can't view the rulers. Well, go to the view menu and turn the rulers on. But we're going to drag some guides down here. It does not have to be super precise. It just has to be in the ballpark. I'm a little bit picky about being semi-precise, but it doesn't need to be precise. It really doesn't. So I'm going to try to work against my compulsion to make it really, really perfect. And yeah, just drag them out. So, bam, we're almost done. And looks great. Okay, we got our guides. Fantastic. We're going to go now to the filters menu, and we're going to go to web, image map, and we're going to get this cool window. We're going to make this window a little bit bigger. Bam. And we're going to go to the tools menu in there, and we're going to say use GIMP guides. Bam. Don't have to select anything, just press OK. Look at this. We got these little fields around all of our text. Perfect. These are going to be image maps. Next thing we need is links. So we're going to bring our links in. I've already copied these out. Make sure you copy the whole HTTPS, the entire URL. And that's very important. On it, you just double click on the field. And the very first time that we paste it in, it doesn't paste the entire URL. Look at that. The HTTP is missing. So we got to delete that and then paste it again, and it works. Don't know why that is, but from this point on, it will be fine. We need some alt text there. Or I'm just going to call it Bunn Bandcamp. Alt text is good for SEO. And SEO is search engine optimization, if you didn't know. And Sledge Fashion, Bunn Merch. Great. Okay. And bam, Bunn Sonics. And this is going to be a long one. This is going to be Bunn Helix preset sets. Reaper templates, drum MIDI. Oh, drum like Bunn. MIDI. Okay, great. Next thing we want to do is we want to save this. So save as. And we're going to save it to the BC TUT, and we're going to save it to BC Styles. It doesn't show little folder images here, which is kind of weird for the GIMP. So you're going to have to get used to that part. You need to know just what your folders are called. At least this version of the GIMP for me. bcheader.map is what we're going to call this. And we're going to go save. So we're going to open that file. We want to right click on this and open with. If you're on Mac, text edit. If you're on PC, Notepad. You want a simple text editor. You don't want Word or anything like that. Simple text where it's not going to introduce any additional formatting. What we want to do here, you're going to be like, whoa, I'm not a coder, Bunn. That's okay. You want to find the area tags. So area tag here, and it goes down to here. That's all we need to concern ourselves with. So we can get rid of this last tag, map. We can get rid of that. And then everything before the first area tag, we can get rid of all of that. Great. And I'm going to separate these out so you can see them better. Bam, bam, bam. Great. We got all our area tags here. If you notice, open angle bracket, closed angle bracket. That's a whole tag, and each one is an area tag. And we're going to add to this area tag. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I want to. I want a new tab to open every time someone clicks on a link so that they don't lose their place. So that is called target equals blank. And you got to make sure that blank, black, B-L-A-N, no C. Target equals blank. And you want to make sure that blank is in quotations. Very important. So I'm going to put a little space between those two things. And we're going to go bam. And I'm going to copy this into the end of every single tag. V, bam. V, bam. V, bam. V, bam. And V, bam. Great. So you can save this if you want to. I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to copy just the area tags, Control C, and you can't see me. Maybe I'll do it this way. Copy. Now we're going to go to Bandcamp. So let's go to our Bandcamp. We got our custom header here. Upload custom header. First thing we want to do. And we want to go to our folder, which is way the heck over here. BC styles, BC header. Great. I have an existing map. That's great. We're going to go to our edit profile and we're going to scroll down until we see the map area. You can make this area bigger like this. I already have a map here, but we're going to get rid of that and we're going to paste in our new map. Great. And we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Save. Fantastic. Okay. Great. So we've got our new header. We want to test the links in a private tab. So we have an incognito window so that we can test it like as if anybody on the web is coming to this site. And if we open any of the other tabs, we get, a new tab and it's all good and everything works. And let's just make sure we pasted all the right links in. So far, so good. Great. It all works. So now the background image, so that this image goes all the way across the top. So the header is full width. How do we do that? We go back to our other, our regular tab here where we're logged in. So we want to go back to our menu and we want to go this time to page design and we want upload background image and we want BCBG. Great. You'll notice right away, it fills the entire background with gray. All we have to do is click the vertical, unclick that, deselect vertical so that it is only repeating horizontally. And great, we have our business here. So let's go okay. Something you may or may not notice, can I zoom in here? I can. You might notice right here, there's a 1 pixel difference between my header and the background image. If that bothers you, you can go back to your image software and increase your background image by height 1 pixel. Make sure it's only the height, not the width. And resize, make sure that the background color is going all the way to the edge. Great. Control S, export. Let's just call it exactly the same. Bam, replace. And if I go now and replace that background image, page design, delete, upload, BCBG, okay. And horizontal, I'm going to align it to center. Doesn't really matter. Okay. And if we zoom in now, you'll notice that 1 pixel difference is gone. So if that kind of stuff bothers you, it kind of bothers me. So I always do that. I figured I would show you. The big thing we need next is an artist icon. I've included this in the files as well. Very simple. If we tab over here, this is 1,000 by 1,000 pixels. It's got some guides in it. The guides are, I can turn the guides off. It's just so you know what is what. This will be the case in Photoshop, the GIMP, and Affinity Photo. They're PSDs. they open and everything. So you can use this to create your own images. This is the image I created for my icon. It's fun, and we're gonna save for web and export, and we're gonna call it Bandcamp icon. Great. And bam, and add artist photo, Bandcamp icon. Fantastic. Let's check it in a private tab. So this is like as if anybody on the web is checking it out. Refresh, and boom, it looks legit. All the links, we already checked them, they work. It's starting to look like an actual site. And if we go to the community tab, it still has the tab across the top. So anyone who lands here is going to be able to find all of your other stuff with these links in the top, as well as participate in everything that Bandcamp has to offer. Let's go back. There's one last thing to concern ourselves with, and that is the mobile header. And the mobile header is different than this header. It does not have any links in it, but it is an opportunity for branding. So we go to edit profile for that, and we go almost to the bottom, halfway to the bottom. And it says mobile, and I already have one here. You can see this, I don't know. We can take a look in a private tab as to what that looks like. If we go in our incognito window, inspect, and we toggle to a mobile view and then refresh the page, we get what it looks like on a mobile. And as you can see, there's no links in the header of a mobile view, but at the bottom, it does have your link to whatever you want. It's a much simpler thing. It has your icon at the bottom. Different mobile experiences you're gonna see it a different way. One thing to consider with the mobile header is it does need to be a specific size, and it says, so I have a header already uploaded for the Bunn, but for foreigns, I do not. So it'll tell you what it needs to be. 640 pixels wide by anywhere from 40 to 124 pixels tall. Back to the incognito window. This is the full site. And yeah, it's pretty friggin' spiffy. It looks professional. So if you don't have a website, or you're too early on, you're like, I don't want to have a website. It's a cost I don't want. You can do a lot just with your Bandcamp page and make a big impression, or make a professional impression if that's important to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, or if you're in the Discord, we'll talk about it in the Discord. But it's very powerful, and it's a huge opportunity to kind of like make things bigger, make things more for yourself. If you make one, share the links with me. I'd love to see it. Anyhow, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one.